Ciao a tutti, sono Fabio Benvenuti, titolare di Easydive.
Hello to everyone, I'm Fabio Benvenuti from Easydive, and today I would like to give you some advice in using your Leo II at best with the Canon cameras. Let's begin from when you receive your Leo II. Obviously, the first thing that is to be done is to check that all of the parts are in contact and in perfect condition. Then we shall go to open the 3 metal lock hinges, pressing on the security lever, and so you can open the back. Here you will find the first radial O-ring, while on the body of the casing you will find the seal frame O-ring. On the inside you will find the brackets communicated on ordering to fit the camera, and also on the command control unit with connection cables, the first being the USB cable and the second the jack for the remote shutter release. As well as this, we will find the flash lamp connector. For those of you who have also purchased the security accessory, you should remove by exerting some pressure from inside and pulling the lid. This cover serves to protect from accidental impacts the housing and the O-ring of the porthole during shipping or travel. At this stage, and once all is in accordance with your order, with all the parts in full and in perfect working condition, we shall move on to mounting the camera body onto the provided brackets. In this case, we are looking at a Canon 5D Mark III, though you may ask for the bracket accessory suited to any camera present in the list, you can find on consulting our site. To fix the bracket accessory onto the camera body, it is sufficient to use a screwdriver to firmly fasten them together. The second step is that of inserting the batteries for power in the command control unit. It is very important to use battery type Sanyo Eneloop XX, this being because they guarantee much longer life. Though they are rechargeable 1.2 volt batteries, they are characterized by a surplus of voltage at the end of recharge, and so the full recharge does not supply a nominal voltage of 1.2 volts. However, a voltage of 1.45, and in total between the two batteries, rendering a voltage guaranteed at 2.9 volts and a nominal current of 2500 mA instead of the 2.4 from the traditional rechargeable batteries. This guarantees us with a voltage of around 10 hours in as far as the Leo Pro version with 2 keypads is concerned, while for the standard version with 1 keypad only, we may have up to around 20 hours of continuous use. At this point we are going to open the camera, connecting covers, and we will connect the USB lead and subsequently the remotely controlled shooting jack lead, which varies based on the body of the camera used. In this case, the jack is commonly applicable for some cameras, such as for example the Canon 5D Mark III, Mark II, 7D, 6D, whereas for the consumer line, so the 600D, 650D and 700D, it will be necessary to purchase a shutter release jack that serves, and substitute it simply by unplugging the one supplied from the central unit. Regarding the functioning of the commands, and once all leads are connected, we will go and switch on the command control unit and verify another quite important but simple step on the moment of power up. Making sure that after the LED lights are lit up and when there has been a full display of the scrolling sequences showing red, amber and green LED lights for both of the keypads and on the unit itself, the only light remaining afterwards should be a red light on the unit. Since the camera is still off, the power control unit has of course not yet recognized any USB signal. Following this, we shall proceed to turn on the camera, in this case presetting to manual. Just a short while after, and the power control unit will have changed its mode and will begin functioning, with the camera and the green LED light will come on the unit keypads, thus giving us positive confirmation of the correct communication between the control unit and camera. Before inserting the camera into the airtight box, it is good practice also to check for perfect functioning of the keypad pressing all of the commands. At this point we can insert the camera body within the watertight casing box. The first thing to be carried out is removing the knob from the zoom ring to allow the lens to easily enter. So holding the leads outside, we will go and insert the camera, entering the base into the two locking pivots to prevent from moving. In this way we have our camera perfectly inserted into the casing. After which we must reposition the leads with care to avoid them remaining trapped during closing of the back, adversely affecting or compromising the casing seal. And finally, we will insert the flash connector into its designated place. We're going to replace the knob onto the zoom ring and onto its original position and then install the porthole. Here we are using an Easydive PX with the extension 40. You can position the porthole with the water wings in a horizontal position and then turn the porthole in a clockwise direction when you hear it click, applying even pressure on the entire cover, while making sure that the two sides perfectly fit. At this stage it is enough to complete the rotation of the porthole, bringing it with the fins to a vertical position, reaching out and towards the block. Once installation of the porthole has been completed, we will then place the protective cover to avoid accidentally causing any damage to the cap surface and proceed to the closure of the back. Always make sure that the O-rings for the seal frame and radial for the back are correctly inserted in their correct place. And that resting surface is clean from sand or anything else you don't want in there, and that the mounting surface is clean and lubricated. At this point we are going to put the case back on with a little pressure to facilitate the closing. Finally, we will position and close the 3-hinge closure. Our Elite II casing is now ready for use in water.